Sweet. 70s, did you hang out at Studio 54?
Yes.
And how was it?
It was crazy. You know, I mean, I remember going upstairs into Steve Rebell's office, and, you know, he'd lay out a big mountain of coke for me. I mean, it was that insane, you know, and then there'd be a big bag of money on the floor. It was crazy. You know, I got a chance to hang out with a lot of movie stars when I was there, which probably I would have had a chance to do in a lot of other places. So, you know, I remember one night I was dancing with the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner. I remember hanging out with Nick Nolte, Mick Jagger, Alice Cooper, a lot of people. And I liked it there. You know why I liked it? Because there was a lot of VIPs, and at that time, you know, Kiss was probably the biggest they were ever. And I didn't get bothered by fans, you know, so I could kick back and enjoy myself and get loaded without people bugging me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why a lot of famous people went there.
Right, makes sense. What did you think of the Ramones?
I think they're a great band, you know, for that style of music. You know, I don't think they're very versatile, but you know, they found their niche and they followed through with it, and you know, and they did it well. You know, God rest Joey Ramone. God, rest in peace, buddy. God, rest in peace, buddy.
So you seem to come through the whole drug thing without as many scars as a lot of people. You're still here, for example. Freebase. Did you ever get into freebase?
The who?
Freebase. Smoking cocaine. Was that something that you ever got into, or did it not affect you?
Yeah, I've done everything. I never really got into it. I didn't like it as much as some of my friends. I don't know. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't what it was cracked up to be. I'd rather just snort it, as long as it's pure.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel about playing non-Ace songs during the reformation? The stuff that was recorded with other guitar players. How did you feel about playing that? You lick it up and stuff.
Well, you know, if a song's going to go over well in concert, it really doesn't matter who played on it or who wrote it or whatever. You know, when you're on tour, basically you want to pick the strongest songs that's going to give the audience their money's worth. So, you know, if I didn't play on one or two songs and we decided to put it in the set and they were going over great, you know, I loved it. It was great. You know, the whole concert experience is about give and take, and everybody having a good time. So what we played didn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
What we played didn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm. So when you were doing your solo album, did you listen to the other guys' albums? Did you know yours was the best before they came out? Because obviously the reviews were more favourable towards yours.
We all went off on our own, so I didn't hear any of the other albums until they were completed.
Right.
And to be totally honest with you, I never listened to any of those albums from beginning to end. You know, I listened to a couple of tracks and said, oh, this is interesting, this is okay, this is good, but I never just sat down and said, let me give a listen from beginning to end the other guys' albums. I never really did. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that big a deal to me, you know.
So you don't even know that yours is the best one?
Well, that's what everybody tells me. You know, I just tried to do the best album I could, and it turned out to be, you know, the most well-received. Doesn't mean it's better, you know. But I kind of felt back in '78 when I finished that album, and I mixed it, and I was listening to it in my car. I said, you know, it's got a nice flow to it. It's got some nice variety. I was real happy with it. I kind of feel the same way now with my new CD, Anomaly.
Which is that pyramid-looking thing there, if anyone's wondering.
This goes inside the standard one. And these are, I designed these graphics and this lighting bolt thing. And then this is the Best Buy? Or the Best Buy. This is the Best Buy one? Yeah, this is the foil one. You can only get at Best Buy, and it's basically the same thing with a foil. And you have a picture made with a smoking guitar and the cover, but it's all foil. Something for the kids, something for fans, something they can put on their desk in their room, or put it on their heads, walk around, room, or put it on their heads, walk around,
Okay, we've got a couple more questions and then we'll let you go.
Oh, sorry, I was blocking your questions.
No, it's okay. It's not very heavy. Okay, if Paul fires Gene, would you consider joining the band?
If Paul what?
If Paul fired Gene, would you consider him rejoining the band?
I'd rejoin the band quicker without Gene than with Gene there, yeah. But I don't see that happening at this point in time. I'm focused on my record and a new tour and good things to come. Yeah.
And finally, was there a specific bottom of the barrel moment when you knew you had to clean up? Because obviously things are going great for you now. So
I've had a couple of those moments, and I've tried getting sober at different points in my life, and I did it for a while, but I couldn't maintain it because I never followed through with a program, and it's really hard to do it on the road. But this last time, after I had a slip at the VH1 Rock Honors with a bunch of gals, and that went on for a couple of months, and then I remember my daughter calling me saying, "Dad, you gotta clean your act up." And I looked at myself in the mirror and I looked like shit, and I said, "Yeah, I gotta get serious again. I gotta grow up. Shit." Anyway, but since I did that, good things have really happened. Got in the studio, started tracking in 2007. Last year I did a tour of America, Canada, and Europe, and now the album's done. Going back out on the road in the fall. The album's done. Going back out on the road in the fall.
Ace, it's great to see that you're still here and you're still rocking, and I'm glad you were one of the guys that made it through. Thank you.
Thank you.